Good morning, good morning. I am coming to you live. I am a sweaty mess, but I like doing these lives after I go to the gym because my juices are flowing, my brain is like locked in. My kids are probably going to wake up and get out of bed at any time, so I don't know how long this live is going to be. But what I am going to talk to you about today is how your need energy is killing co-parenting, okay? Your need energy is truly creating more conflict, creating more stress for you, creating more problems. And this is how you're gonna get rid of it, okay? So first I'm gonna tell you a story about my need energy. I'm gonna give you an example from a client. And then, if you have questions along the way, definitely let me know, write them in the comments. And if you're watching this later on YouTube, write them in the comments and I'll respond to you, okay? So I'm recording this right now live on Instagram, but I'm gonna post it on YouTube on my, as a private channel right now because I don't want it to blow up. I don't want that stress right now. But I want you to be able to watch this again, okay? So, need energy. What do I mean by need energy? Need energy sounds like I need to know these things, or I need you to be on the same page. I need us to be on the same page. I need you to, drop the clothes off. I need you to be nice to me. When you are in need energy, it is the most repellent energy on the known universe. When you need, you are forcing, you are human, you are trying to control. And there's so much about co-parenting and there's so much about your co-parent that you can't control. So when you're in that need energy, you're actually stepping into a place that you don't have control anymore. And that's why it's so frustrating. So I'll always give you an example of me first. And my need energy was when, honestly, when I found out that the boys, my sons, aren't biologically mine, I needed to know more information from my co-parent. I found out, I did the DNA tests. I found out that they weren't mine. I took the information to my co-parent, and clearly she wasn't in a place to talk about it, but I wasn't in a place to accept that. So at first I wanted to know, right? I wanted to know more about their dads. I wanted to know more about how she could do this to me. And then it became need energy because I couldn't let it go, right? There's a difference between, hey, I just want to let you know that, the kids have a doctor's appointment on Tuesday and I need you to be on time to this doctor's appointment. Do you feel the difference? Hey, I'm just letting you know that the appointment's at Tuesday, it's on Tuesday at 9 a.m. And hey, I need you to be on time to this. Do you see how one is just sharing information and one has attachment to it? One has emotional attachment. So in my case, I needed to know, right? That's what I convinced myself. I needed to know who the boys' fathers really were. I needed to know how she could do this to me. I needed to know what the fuck. That's really what I needed. I needed to know what the fuck. And what happened and what will happen to you when you stay in that need energy is that you will keep pressing. I kept pressing for more information. If a different conversation was going well, I'd try to figure out a way to bring that conversation that was going well to the point of talking about the kids or the boys' bio dads. I would talk about, how wrong she was. I would bring this, if we were over here, because of my need energy, I would bring us to this conversation that I still needed closure. And the reality is that I didn't need anything from her. I didn't need her to make it better. I didn't need her to give me the answers. I didn't need her to heal that wound. That need energy, I needed. I was hurting. I was upset. I was angry. I was feeling so many different emotions. My entire world had shattered. And that need energy was me looking outside of myself for the answer. It was looking to her to make it better. And that's the ironic part, and I know some of you can really fucking resonate with this. I had just found out that the sons I had raised for 2.5 years for the older one and over a year weren't biologically mine. So that meant that, you know, as we were raising them together, like we weren't together, so we were already co-parenting. So at every drop off, at every time that we did a birthday party together, you know, the times that we went to the park, or like the times that we were together, every time she looked at me and could have been like, hey, it's been eating me alive, but I need you to know that you might not be the dad, and I want to figure this out together. Every time we were together, that could have happened. That is betrayal after betrayal after betrayal. So it's fair that it hurt so much. It's fair that it broke me so much. It truly broke me down. It shattered my reality. It shattered my definition of fatherhood. It shattered a lot of my confidence. And instead of looking inward first, because I was not on a healing journey yet. I was still truly fucking around. I was truly looking outside of myself. And I didn't know how to heal it. So I looked to her to try to make it better. And I say all of this to come back to that point of the heartbreaking part. It's like heartbreaking, it's frustrating, and I know some of you are doing this right now where it's like, this is the person that hurt you more than anybody else in your life. And maybe not actually. Probably not as much as your parents, but we'll get to that in a different live. This is the person who really made that wound massive. And yet you, just like me, are still looking to that person, right? That's the frustrating part of the cycle. That's the frustrating part. That's the getting pissed at yourself and then taking it out on them. Or some of you getting pissed and swallowing and suppressing that emotion, is that this is the person who hurt you. Maybe it is more than anybody else. This is the person who hurt you so much, and you're still looking to them for the answers. You're still looking to them to make it better. You're still looking to them for relief. That's when you know. If you're questioning, Jay, what the fuck are you talking about? What is need energy? When they hurt you, when they did something that caused you pain or trauma or truly reshaped your identity and, truly made an impact on you in a negative way, and yet you're still wanting to be on the same page. You're still wanting to have them tell you good job. You're still wanting them to tell you that you're a good mom. That's need energy, because you need them to change so that you feel better. That's what I'm talking about. So Ruthie, I'm so glad. What time is it for you right now? Oh my gosh. It's probably either super late or super early. Ruthie's saying, I remember that need energy, that need for closure. We work together. She's from Australia. That's why I'm asking. We found that I needed myself to be okay with me, to be okay with my situation. I feel this very deeply. Thank you for sharing. Ruthie, I'm so glad that you were part of what we did. You're just amazing. So thank you. And so I want to get back to that idea of okay, so there was months. I found out in 2017, there was months of probably, honestly, I'll be transparent, over a year of that need energy, needing her apology, needing her validation, needing her to tell me. I just wanted to know so badly, what the fuck, who were the dads? I needed to know how she could do this. And I truly chased it for over a year. And then it was consuming me. It was eating me alive. And eventually, I just started letting it go. I wasn't suppressing it anymore. Because here's the thing, and this is what people, I think, confuse about co-parenting and about the healing journey, is that people think that you can get to a point where you'll never get triggered again, or that you'll never feel tough emotions. What happens is you learn how to deal with the triggers. You learn that the triggers are there for a reason, and you learn how to process your emotions. I'm 11 years into parenting, or co-parenting. I'm 11 years into parenting and co-parenting, because we started from day zero. I still get triggered at times in co-parenting. I 1000% still get triggered in parenting. My goal is never to eliminate triggers. The triggers are there to teach me. The emotions are there to be felt. So I don't try to build my life so that I'm never triggered, and I don't try to build my life so that I never feel tough emotions. And I definitely don't build our lives so that the kids don't feel tough emotions. We all feel tough emotions, we all get triggered, and the goal is that we all know how to deal with them, and that starts with me. So what happened is that I had to learn how to not ask. I had to learn how to not need, and that took a long time. That took years of not needing. Like, so much so that, like, I let go to the point that when I actually started coaching and I was telling my story online, a random person that followed me reached out, and she was like an adoption coach, an adoption specialist, and she was like, hey, I just, like, I heard your story, and I just wanted you to know that, like, with the kids that I've worked with who have been adopted and the parents who have adopted, 99% of them say the same thing, that the kids always had wanted to know, or the kids benefited from knowing. And, like, without putting that into the universe, it was like I had been sitting with that lately, because my kids at that point were like, I think 5 or 6, maybe 6 or 7. And I had wanted to tell them that, because they didn't know at that point. When they were at that age, they didn't know. And I hadn't brought it up to my co-parent about, like, asking her anything or about telling the boys. And it had been probably a couple years since I had last asked. And so here's the difference. When I was needing her to tell me, when I was needing her to make it better, it sounded like, why can't you tell me? Like, why can't we talk about it? It wouldn't be that big of a deal. All you have to do is, like, I just want to know. And it was for me. Like, it was, and I was attached to her answer. I was attached to whether or not we could talk about it. And the difference when I was not in that need energy was that I could, this is literally, I don't know if I could pull it up. I'd probably have moved long past this email because it was text message, because it was years ago. But I remember basically what it said was that, like, hey, I've been thinking about talking to the boys about me not being bio dad. If I were to tell them, would you be willing to answer any questions they had? Because I know that Elliot, my older son, is going to have questions. That was it. No justification, no need, no trying to prove why I was telling them. Nothing. Like, hey, I was thinking about talking to the boys. Action. I was thinking about talking to the boys about me not being bio dad. So that's like that's the plan. If I did that, would you be open to answering questions? Not, is that okay? Not anything can I have. That was without need. And the coolest part was that pretty quickly she responded. She was like, yeah, like, I'd be able to do that. Like, I'd be willing to do that. And at first my mind was like, was that easy? Like, and that's what happened. Like, it's, oh my gosh. Like, when you don't need, life gets a lot easier. When you don't need in co-parenting works a lot better. When you don't need money, money comes a lot easier. When you don't need a relationship will show up. When you operate in need, you are saying to the universe, I don't have enough. When you operate from need, you are telling the universe that you don't have enough. But the universe is abundant. The universe is infinite. It doesn't understand not enough. You are abundant. You are infinite. So the universe doesn't compute. Like, what do you mean you don't have enough? Look at all that you have right now. You need more. You need more. So the universe puts it on pause until you can start to have more gratitude, until you can start to understand how much you have right now is a true fucking blessing. And that's where I had gotten to. That, like, I was happy with my life. I had reshaped my identity. I didn't need her to change. I didn't need her to make it better. And so when I brought it to her, I wasn't in need. I wasn't operating from, I don't have enough. I was operating from, I have enough. I'm thinking about making another decision. If I make that decision, are you willing to do something? Because if she hadn't have been, I might still have talked to him about it, and then we would just have figured it out together. So I didn't need anything from her. So I asked, she said yes. And then that's when I asked. I was like, okay, well, could I ask a couple of questions? And I kid you not, like, we probably texted about it for 30 minutes back and forth. I found out more in 30 minutes of texting than I had in the previous 3 years of need energy. Like, that's the reality. So my kitchen's right over there. Me and the boys sat down in the kitchen. We talked about it. Then after we had talked, they called their mom and they asked questions. And it's been a normalized thing ever since. To be fair, there's another part of the story that I'll tell at a different time that, like, after telling them, I had to face the fact that they knew, which then went into their arsenal, especially my older one, about, like, when he was upset, it would come out, right? So we had to navigate that. But that's, like, to me, need energy will kill things. So I had I'll tell you about a client, because I had a client who, you know, their kid was in an activity, their kid was in a sport, and some of the sport dates fell on their co-parents' time. And my client was like, I need you to take them. I need you to be on time. I need you. And I want all of you to hear this. If you and your co-parents aren't on good terms, if you and your co-parent, like, here's what I'll say. There are times that I'll talk to, especially a mom, and I'm like, how's co-parenting going? And it's like, well, you know, it's okay. Unless we need to talk, or unless we need to make a decision, or unless we're in the same room together. So it's like, oh, so anytime you co-parent, it sucks. Well, so if you're in that situation where co-parenting is not going well, do you feel like everything is a fight? Do you feel like they just try to control you? This is for you. This is for you. When you come to them with, I need you to be on time. I need us to be on the same page. I need you to get the kid there on time. I need the equipment. I need you to take better care of the school clothes. They're no longer attached to school clothes activity. They're just attached to that need. This person that you are not spending your life with anymore, this person who has their own raw emotions, their own raw hamburger, they're not listening for what you're actually saying when you say, I need. As soon as the word need comes out of your mouth, or as soon as the energy of need is felt, their walls go up. Their walls go up. And especially for you moms, I will reverse engineer this, because you're like, well, Jay, he should just do it. He should just do it for the benefit of the kids. He should just do it because he should love the kids more than he hates me. So I'm going to show you exactly how this makes sense, right? This is like when he would say, I need sex. I need sex. But he hadn't done anything to, like, form intimacy. He hadn't done anything to, like, show that he cares. He didn't make a safe environment. He long lost the ability to actually turn you on. So not only could you not have sex, did you not want to have sex, you were probably bone dry, and having sex probably would have hurt. Like, let's be real. So he's saying, I need sex, and in his mind, he needs sex to feel closer. He needs sex to, not go cheat. He needs sex to, feel like the relationship is working. His need energy, and then he'd probably get upset when you didn't have sex. He would probably say some things that he did not, well, he might have regretted it, might not, but probably regretted it. The way that he acted when he was in that need energy was, for a lot of you, part of why things are done. When you're in that need energy of, I need to make sure the kids are okay, I need you to be on time, I need us to be on the same page, you're just as repellent in your energetic state to him as he was in his energetic state when he was saying that he needed sex. That's what this comes down to. If he had just shown up and done the things, fixed the faucet, told you that you looked good, paid attention when you talked, he wouldn't have needed sex because you would have wanted to have sex with him. If you just tell him about the schedule and aren't in that need energy, and you appreciate when he is on time and you appreciate the things that he does, he's going to show up more. He's going to be more agreeable. To be fair, and I'll do it for both, to be fair, there were some times that when he wanted to have sex and he was doing those things and you initially said no, you might have changed your mind 20 minutes later. But if he got upset at the first no, like, fuck her, and he went and beat off and watched porn or went out and got drunk, that's on him. He would, in order to get to what he wanted, he wasn't able to get past the initial no. And not in a coercive way, but the first time he asked, you might not have been in the mood. But then maybe if he would have kept being loving and kept showing up, then 20 minutes later, an hour later, maybe after the kids are down, things could have gotten spicy. They could have. Same thing is happening with you in your co-parenting situation now. You tell him that he needs to be on time, he closes up, just like you closed up. The difference now is when you're in a unattached energy, you might be like, hey, the kids have a soccer game at 9:00. Just letting you know. Well, I have golf on Saturdays. I'm not going to go. Why? You always schedule things on your time, and I'm not able to go. Cool. Okay, thanks for letting me know. Okay, thanks for letting me know. Let it sit without you nagging, without you pushing, without you, well, they're going to miss you if you're not there. Don't say any of that shit. Let it sit with him just like he should have let it sit with you. And then maybe he'll show up. Maybe. That's what we're working with here, people. That's what co-parenting is about. It's about being okay with maybe. It's about being okay with uncertainty. It's about being okay when you get elevated emotions. It's knowing what to do. That's what coaching is about. It's not about how to become a better co-parent. I run a 12-week program for moms. We really don't focus on your co-parent at all. We focus on your emotions. So in this situation, when you're in that need energy, what is it that you actually need? Is it their validation? Is it their approval? Is it the relief? Is it safety for your kids? Whatever you need, that's an internal need. So we fix it internally instead of trying to take it to them and have them fix it. And some of you are trapped in this cycle and you don't even realize it. So in the creators, that's the 12-week program, that's what we focus on. And for dads, I've just opened up one-on-one coaching slots. So for the next, honestly, only in June am I opening these up because I want to start getting data for dads so I can build the same program for dads. Send me a message, especially on Instagram, but if you want to email me. These are the things that we work on because when you're in need energy, you are not going to get what you want. You are not going to feel safe. You are not going to feel the relief. You're going to be anxious all of the time. And your kids feel that. That's what a lot of you are stuck on. That's where a lot of you get tripped up the most, is that you don't feel grounded when your kids feel big emotions and you suppress your own emotions. So you're actually scared all of the time that you're not doing a good job. And then you feel guilty. And that cycle repeats and drains you. And then anything coming from your co-parent feels like an attack because you're in this heightened anxiety. So then you don't have peace anywhere. And then a person who doesn't have peace anywhere is raising your child. That's what I need you to understand. That's what we're going to end this with. If you are waking up anxious every day, if every message from your co-parent triggers you, if hearing your kid have a big emotion sets you off and you worry that you're not doing it right or you did something wrong or the co-parent did something wrong and that breaks you down, then the person who you call the safe space for your kid isn't emotionally grounded, is not emotionally grounded, and that's who's raising your kid. Like, let's get real about this, guys. You want to tell me that you're everything. I'm everything to my kid. I'm everything to my kid. I'm the safe one. But you're not emotionally grounded. You don't know how to handle conflict. You don't know how to ask for what you want. You might not even know what you want. It's time to stop holding on to, I'm the safe space. Are you the model? Do you want your kids to have your life? Do you want them to grow up and be like you? Well, Jay, I'm showing them. I'm telling them what to do. I'm telling them how to be. I'm telling them what I want them to be better than me. So set the bar higher. For real, set the bar higher. Because all of you know you're turning into your parents. You feel it, you see it, you hear it. You are turning into your parents. It's impossible to ignore it. It's impossible to be different. You're still so connected to your parents. Whether they're in your life or not, if they're in your life, then you see the similarities, you still see the triggers. And if they're not in your life, you still feel the impact and you still feel the absence. Stop kidding yourself that suppressing your emotions and trying not to let your kids see it is working, because it's not. You are anxious. You are heartbroken. You are feeling guilty on a regular basis. And you're the one raising your kids. So, are you who you want to be? Are you who you want to show your kids? If not, then let's talk. That's what coaching is all about. Being proud of who you're showing your kids. Being proud of the person that you are presenting to them. The person that they can model their life after. Not the person that's going to tell them how to live their life. Your kids don't need that. So I'm going to read a couple of these comments and then I'm going to wrap up. So Ruthie, I love that you're still here. Appreciate you. What I found the most valuable from working together with Jay Skivens is building skills in a toolbox of strategies to use in the co-parenting space. Yes. There's no guesswork. There's no, when there's an emotion, we will teach you what to do. When you feel triggered, we will teach you how to learn from it. When you need to communicate, we'll teach you the literal ABCs. When you're stuck on boundaries, we will teach you that boundaries are more about what you're willing to show yourself and others rather than what you're telling them. Boundaries are for and about you. A lot of you are trying to set boundaries to change your co-parents' behavior. And then Dawn, shout out to Dawn. Dawn's amazing. She's been in the Creator. She says, as someone in the Creators program, I can say the shift has been huge for her. She said for me. The shift has been huge for me. And Dawn's been so cool because, again, I feel like a lot of her growth has been in her relationship with one of her daughters. And it really mirrors a lot of my relationship with my oldest son. I need you guys to understand that if you gain confidence in your parenting, you will gain confidence in co-parenting. Because one of the biggest reasons a lot of you stay stuck and have so much dread and so much anxiety and so much guilt is because you don't actually feel as confident as you might put off or put on in parenting. And then that fear shows up, that doubt shows up in co-parenting. And when you feel more confident in the job that you're doing than the person that you are in parenting, the fuck is your co-parent gonna do? Really? And so Ruthie's back saying this is built from the understanding of my own needs and how I get to give these to myself first, my kids next. That's huge. Huge. So I'm gonna wrap this up, but like I said, I'm going to start posting these on YouTube. Because I want you guys to be able to watch this again. I want these to be easily accessible because everything that I teach, Dawn knows this, Ruthie knows this, you have to practice. I'm not teaching you one trick pony shit. There's nothing, and honestly, if some of you are trying to find the right course or the right guide that's going to change things for you, the right course or the right guide is only going to work if you do it 20 or 30 times. If your kid is 5, you're going to be actively co-parenting for the next 15 years. actively co-parenting for the next 15 years. There's nothing that you're going to learn once or hear once that's going to change your life. It's going to be things that you practice. Stepping into a co-parenting situation, stepping into a life that feels good, a life that you can have fun, a life that you can feel good, a life that you can have ease, that's all possible. It's all possible. I need you to understand this. I'm going to say it. I need you to hear it. Actually, to learn from myself, how would I say it? I already know. I already know that you can be a co-parent and really fucking love your life. I know that you can have a co-parent who betrayed you, hurt you worse than anything, and still see them as a human being. I know that my kids have been through the worst things ever. Like, my kids are 10 and 11, and they just got back from their moms. They were there for a week. They're still sleeping on a couch. They sleep on a couch most of the time that they're there. I know some of you, that you would flip shit. What do you mean they don't have a bed? What do you mean? They have a whole ass family. My co-parent is remarried. They have other kids. My kids just don't like their bed. My kids don't, I think it's in the basement. Sometimes they say it's smelly sometimes in there. There are things that happen that they don't especially like. They sleep on the couch, and guess what? They're fine. They are fine. This is part of their journey. Some of you are trying to heal your own wounds through your kids. So hearing something like that triggers a wound inside of you. And instead of addressing the wound inside of yourself, you're trying to control something that you can't control. And that's why you feel stuck. So if that's where you're at, that you keep trying to fix something that you can't change, that you keep trying to live outside of yourself and seek answers outside of yourself, it's time to come home. All of the answers that you're ever going to need are inside of you. And I can help show you how to consistently get those answers so that you aren't waiting for your co-parent to change. So you aren't waiting for the next court case to have peace. That you can start having fun, start enjoying your life, start having a social life, start sleeping better, start feeling better about yourself. Look at yourself in the mirror, wear nice clothes, feel good today. So if you're a mom and you're interested, send me a message that just has the word creator. If you're a dad, shoot me a message. Tell me a little bit about what's going on. And if you just want to ask me a question, shoot me a DM. Okay? None of you have impossible situations unless you tell yourself it's impossible, because then you won't reach out. That's what it comes down to. It's not impossible when you reach out. See you.